Hello! I've got something really exciting on my easel today, which I want to show you. This is a commission for a dear friend of mine. So happy he asked for it to be done. So happy to do it. And I'm really excited to start filling these in. So what I want to do with you today is have a little paint mixing section, because as you can see, I've got various gradients happening on here, from the darks to the really light. Everything's just very blocked in right now on this, and my goal is to make each of the pieces, we'll call it, they're almost like puzzle pieces. I want each of them to kind of come alive where they are. Like I want it to feel like it has more movement and softness, but retaining the shapes is kind of the goal. So what that means is I'm switching over to oils. I could still technically do it with acrylic. Oils are just really fantastic for mixing and soft edges, because you can keep blending and playing with it. You just have to have patience with the dry time. I'm going to be painting them just strictly oils though. I'm not going to be using any medium, so I think it's going to dry pretty quickly. And I will probably do a painting process, but today what I'm going to do, because I need all these variations, and that's the other cool thing about oils, is I'm just going to get all my paint mixed and mix the different, what's the word, shades. Not hue, because hue is the color, just in case you didn't know. And I need shades and tints, right? Shades are the darker colors, tints are the lighter colors. Yes. All right, let's actually mix up some paint and talk life and art. Okay, so like I said, we're just going to do a little color mixing together. I'm trying to decide whether or not I have both whites. I have Winsor & Newton, and as you can see, I have a ton of white. Mostly because I was doing portraits, and I was like, I need a ton of white, and technically it's less expensive to buy in bulk, and I don't know why I did it. I've been trying to compare. I have a Winsor & Newton, and then this is a Gamblin. This is, as you can see, literally a can. I have a can of titanium white. I have no good reason to give. So, they're technically made with the same, it says their pigment is the same, PW6, PW4, which it says is titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, safflower oil for both of them, so you would think that would make them the same. But I'm gonna be real honest with you, it doesn't. I feel like this one is actually more opaque. You know what? We're just going to get into this one. So there's a reason I got the Gamblin. It is actually a very, and that matters with your whites, the level of bright white, and then also just how do I get into it? This is why I haven't gotten into this yet. I finally, last time I oil painted, I had the tube still. I don't know how to get into this. Okay. Do I just, what if with like, it doesn't. Okay, that doesn't fit. Do I need pliers? I bet I need pliers. Oh, I'd have to get up for pliers. I don't want to have to get up for pliers. This is just going to be a video. I'm just trying to, ha ha ha. Wait, that's really like kind of tough metal though. Can that bend? Can that bend my nice? Oh, I bought these special. Okay. I think it did actually crimp it. Oh, it did. Oh, just a teeny tiny bit on the side. I am always why I can't have nice things. Oh wait, this is never anybody's fault. If you want to test supplies or something, send them to me, because I am why I can't have nice things. I bet I need pliers. Pliers would make this easier. Okay. Stay right there. Okay, and we're back. And I have pliers. And are they small? Ooh, this is perfection. I don't know if this is the way to get it off. Ooh, but it worked. It's never going back on. Doesn't have to go back on, right? This is probably just to make sure it was shipped safely and arrived to the store. This is pretty much just like a little paint can. You get, you can go paint your house. Screwdriver. Can I use, this is an old one. It's not gonna, the metal's not thick enough, Shanae. Why? You're sitting there going, she's gonna break it. Probably. Okay, let's stop. Stop while we're ahead. Can I do this? Yeah, I can. Pliers, multi-tool. Always have one. You should. They're useful. gotta mix it a little bit. Okay, I gotta mix it. I probably shouldn't have bought. Okay. No, what is this? Did it mess up? Did I buy it too late ago? This is like a film on top. Oh, this is an actual film on top. Good Lord. I was like, I know it only stays good for so long, but it's actually not that long ago that I bought it. Fun fact, average, like, shelf life, not that you can't use it after that, but it's not going to be great. I want to say it's 5 to 7 years. So, like, it is an actual decent amount of time. If you're messing with oil paint, do me a favor and wear gloves. And don't touch it with your hands like I'm doing, because you're really not supposed to. But I will, just like I will continue to eat and drink around my paint, no matter what it is, which is why I do reserve oil paint for an occasion to really call for it. Because of this. Right here. Because I'm going to touch it. I get messy. I can't, it's not, I can't not do it. This is not the one I wanted for this. And now I've just got oil paint just all over just a bit. It is the one I want mixing wise. Okay. You thought you found this channel and you're like, I found the channel. The girl that knows all the things and is going to be super professional. You did not. You found the channel where the girl is just trying to figure out life. Can we all agree that that's cool? So what we're going to do is we're going to mix these shades, which, quite frankly, is a good skill to have. I'm going to plop that in the middle. This is why the things. Is that's going to do your values, and you should always have practice with your values. I don't actually need to mix up that much or have that much white by itself, I don't think. So this is what we're going to do. So I like to preemptively, I always like to have my middle shade and then a middle one between these two. And I feel like that's a pretty conservative amount. Because what does that make that? Oh, we're getting ready to do 2 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I need 7 for this painting though. So I am actually going to keep that. We're going to stick with that. We're going to find a middle, and then we're going to find a middle in between those two. Because realistically, I really am only going for very strong whites and very strong darks. I don't really need a lot in the middle because it's yin and yang. So you really do actually want the dual opposing colors. You don't want to get too lost in the weeds of all the gray, although I'm a big fan, support of all the shades of gray, because that is where most of life happens, even though I personally tend to be a very black and white thinker. Now, I do make a point to correct myself and live in the shades of the gray. But my default setting is definitely, this is how I feel about this, and this is how I feel about that, and is that, I just gotta mix them for me to see if this is. That's normally how I set it up. Pick how many you want to mix, roughly do this. You could also just do these guys, then do this again, then do this one, but I was just like, you know what? It's out, and we're mixing, and it's already covered in paint, so let's just see what we got going on here. And this is it's an ivory black. So this is actually a very cool black. It's still very neutral. The more, I really don't like warm neutrals, if we're gonna be really honest. Like, I do, but when I think of a warm neutral, I'm thinking more, and maybe, I mean, it's still a neutral. It's not as neutral as gray. I'm trying to say, I'll get there roundabout away. My brain's just taking a little jaunt. I like browns. I like the sand colors, the warm, soft, like, that looks good. Kind of like brownish or yellowish gray to me. The very like, ugh, color. I don't like it. I know that's not like, gosh, Shanae, that was descriptive. I know it wasn't super descriptive, but like, honestly, that is how I feel about it. I'm like, it's, you know, bleh. it's just, it's not a good color. I wonder if that has any correlation. Nope, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Now you're gonna be like, where were you gonna go? I was just gonna say, I wonder if it has any correlation to, like, it's kind of like a bile color. Let's be honest. It's just really, it's not a, like, happy, neutral, like, warm color. Sand's a very happy, neutral, warm color. Maybe that depends on if you have experience with sand, but I don't think that has to be the case. I think it can also just be, that's already too dark. Okay. And this is why we're gonna end up with more shades of gray, simply based on the fact that I went too dark. Well, thank you, person honking outside. My lovely neighbors. They're actually pretty nice. I shouldn't be. That is my only complaint. It is not a big one. So we're just going to be thankful that they're mostly good and pretty nice. So, okay. So I'm just going to whisk you over here. So we're going to take stepping stones towards what I want. See, oh look, a little peekaboo gray was hiding in there. What we're looking for, by the way, as I'm mixing these and being like, oh, well, that's probably this guy over here. So I'm looking for everything to look like it's about one step away, and you can get really finicky. The nice thing about these oils, which is also why I would not mix all of this if I was doing acrylic, is because... Oh, pause. Alright, well, I'm going to keep mixing and talking. I forgot where I was, and you're going to be like, hey, I hear an ice cream truck in the back. You do, and actually it's super cute, because my wonderful partner Jake is taking our beautiful little girl outside to get ice cream, and she's so stoked because she's never got ice cream from the ice cream truck before. And that's cool. What I was saying, though, about these shades is that they all need to, and then tints, I think, are the white parts technically. They should all look like they're a step away from each other. So actually I'm going to come back over here, a little more dark. And the thing is, getting such a big range, one, is good practice, just so you know. Like, this is just as a color mixing before you even introduce hue into the whole mix and start having what we would traditionally call color in everyday life. You want to understand value, and I guess it depends on what you're trying to do, but value really is what gives you depth. It's what gives you form and movement, in my opinion. Gotta have it. So where do I want? You're probably one more step down. You go there. I'm just going back and forth, and again, these oils are fun. The one, they're buttery. That is the only way to describe it. And I'm sorry if you're sitting there going, what is that? What does that mean? I hear painters say that. What does that mean? Yeah, it's you gotta feel it. It really is, though. It's like room temperature butter. There we go. That's what it is. It's just about wanting to melt. So it's like a really ooey gooey butter spread. It's a good way. Ooh, butter mixed with honey. That's actually, there we go. It's a very accurate tactile description, I think, of that. It is. It's a butter mixed with just like a smidgen of honey. And if you've never had butter mixed with honey as a spread, go ahead and go give yourself this treat, because I promise you it's worth it. Unless you're sitting there going, I'm gonna try it and I don't like butter or honey. Okay, well then, Mr. Smarty Britches, it's probably not that worth it to you. Don't do it. But if you like butter and honey and you've never put them together for some crazy reason in your life, which I cannot fathom, then yeah. Do it. On warm bread. Oh my god, on warm, homemade bread. I have said this so many times that Jake is just like, what? Could I live on bread and butter? Yes, I could. I really could. We're going to keep going lighter over here, and I'm going to sign off for now. Stay crafty. Practice your basics. See you next time.